A fan from Mars brought in a MacBook Air for on-site service. Let's take a look at this MacBook Air. To be honest, this color gets dirty easily. According to the fan, it was bought second-hand. And the internal storage turned out not to be enough. Let's check it out. About this Mac shows its CPU is Apple M2 with 8 GB of memory and 256 GB of storage. So, the fan wants to upgrade it to 2 TB and also have us check whether it's been opened or repaired before. We all know the largest capacity for iPhones is 1 TB, while for the iPad Pro and MacBook, the max is 2 TB. But this color of MacBook is particularly prone to staining. No matter how you wipe, it never looks completely clean. On the back, its specific model is A2681. You can see there are 4 screws securing the back. The screws are specialized. I'll take out my favorite screwdriver set and remove the 4 screws around the edges. The back cover has clips and a sliding mechanism to remove it. After disengaging the clips, push downward to take off the back cover. You'll notice that starting from this model, the inside of the MacBook is extremely neat, even more so than before any operation. The first step is always to disconnect power. Find the battery connector and disconnect the battery first. After disconnecting, let's look at its battery. It's split into 2 smaller sections, 2 long strips, totaling 4 battery cells. At the back are the display connector, speakers, and the Type-C charging port. First, let's disconnect the trackpad cable. This is the fingerprint connector. Next, disconnect all the cables on the motherboard that link to external components. Here, there are 2 antenna cables. This is the Type-C and charging interface. Next, there are a few large screws on the motherboard. We'll remove them one by one. Lastly, disconnect all the display cables. Carefully lift the motherboard out of the chassis. With the motherboard out, let's examine it. The large metal plate on top is the main shielding cover for the motherboard. We'll also need to remove this shielding cover. Some people quietly watch the video, but secretly like, comment, share, repost, and follow. Such people are truly adorable. Try to keep the shielding cover as intact as possible when removing it. After removing it, we see the craftsmanship is very Apple-like, with plenty of text on the shield and thermal stickers. Here's the M2 CPU, the Wi-Fi chip, and the power chip. We can see the storage chip right here. The SSD has 2 potential solder spots, but only one is used, fitted with a 256 GB chip. Why is upgrading it more complicated? Because to get 2 TB, you need 2 1 TB chips, yet the other SSD spot and its surrounding capacitors and resistors aren't populated. To install 2 TB, we need to place and match the missing capacitors and resistors for the second chip location. We have to measure each capacitor, resistor, and power rail next to the populated chip to determine the size and placement for the unpopulated side. No schematics are available, so it's all based on experience. Okay. Let's heat up and remove the original 256 GB SSD. While it's still hot, tidy up the solder pads. Due to time constraints, we've already measured and fitted the unpopulated SSD area with capacitors, resistors, and power rails. This took a long time. Then we clean up the unpopulated solder pads. Once that's done, we take out 2 1 TB SSD chips. Next, let's apply new solder balls to the first SSD. Heat and melt each solder point. After finishing, we move on to the second chip. Both SSDs are now processed. Let's do a quick check. Okay, now we can install the 2 1 TB SSDs, heat them until they bounce slightly to sign that they're soldered correctly. We do the same for both chips, then use a cooling fan to let them cool down. After installing both 1 TB SSDs, we do a quick partial reassembly of the motherboard and connect all the cables. At this point, we take another MacBook, open a specialized software on it, and connect both via a USB-C cable. You'll see there's a MacBook in recovery mode. We install the latest system through this method. It's the only way to install the OS. Once installation is successful, it reboots to the activation screen. Then, step by step, we activate the device. After activation, we handle the inside of the chassis. When the power is off again, we tidy up around the SSDs, sealing them in black adhesive. Then we cure it. Then we put the large shielding cover back, along with the Wi-Fi antenna. If you're still watching, you're definitely a devoted supporter. Don't forget to like, share, comment, repost, and favorite. Thank you for your hard work. Thank you. Reinstall all the metal panels and secure the screws. Now, everyone guess whether the iPhone 16 might come with a 2 TB SSD. Compared to Apple's dual-layer phone boards, MacBook and iPad upgrades are the least risky. Would you upgrade your MacBook storage? Finally, we put back the motherboard screws, reconnect the trackpad cable, and in the last step, reconnect the battery, do a final cleaning, then reattach the rear plate and its 4 screws. After wiping everything clean, we power on again, we click the Apple icon on the top left, go to About This Mac, and scroll down to see the storage is now changed from 256 gigabytes to 2 terabytes. We all know that buying a 2 terabytes MacBook from Apple is thousands of yuan more than the 256 gigabytes version. After this process, do you think that's a profit or a loss? Lastly, we test Touch ID, audio, and other features. Everything works fine. We shut down, clean it all up, and thanks to every fan for their support. If you like my commentary, double tap. If you haven't followed, please do. Thanks to this on-site fan from Mars, thank you.